Hello, everybody. This is meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you on this evening. We are seeing some thunderstorm development to the south and to the west of Fargo. The National Weather Service, along with the Storm Prediction Center, have issued a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of the southern valley. That does include the Richland County area for you folks in Gwinner and in Lisbon. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued. What is a watch? Well, let's get right to the details on the latest with regards to our area radar. A watch means that we have all the ingredients in place for strong to severe thunderstorms. And here are the watch details. Notice it's mainly south of Interstate 94. We will see thunderstorms to the north of this area, and a few could be potent. We see a few are making their way across the Red River Valley as we speak. And in fact, there are some on their way to the Fargo-Moorhead area right now. These could become severe. It's oftentimes these early onset storms that have some of the most potential for severe weather. Now, we are looking at the radar from the Mayville area. So we're seeing these showers and storms working their way across the Red River. As the crow flies here on the latest scans, these showers and storms are about, you can't see this behind here, but that red line I drew there from the core of that cell to South Fargo is about 26 miles away as the crow flies. I can click on any one of these storms and give you a general speed of movement of around 30 miles per hour. So they're about an hour away from the FM area. So around 4:35, we could see some fairly stout thunderstorms. But the greatest risk for severe storms will be in the southern counties. Now, here's a look at some of the details with regards to this watch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to show you the text from the National Weather Service watch so you can read along with me. First and foremost, it is in effect until 11 o'clock tonight, Central Daylight Time. The threat will include wind gusts, damaging straight line winds that could exceed 70 miles per hour from a few of these storms, particularly late. Very large hail, over 2.5 inches in diameter, will be possible. 2.5 inches, possibly even more, and a tornado or two will be possible. Now, we'll go over a little bit of the details in this severe weather update right here in this live version. And I appreciate all of you for watching and for, supporting me through contributions of stars. And please continue to pass the word that Hutch's Weather, it continues right here on Facebook and streaming live on a YouTube channel as well, with more announcements to be coming shortly. Now, a couple of the summaries here. This is until 11 o'clock tonight. Things are just getting started. And the main energy from this storm will be arriving here as we go into the late evening hours. There's going to be locally heavy rain with this event as well. And some of us, by the time this is done, even though we don't get severe weather, could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rainfall as we go between now and Friday night. And if you've watched my latest broadcast, you've heard me talking about a chance of some flakes in the forecast as well. Indeed, I still think we're going to see some areas that have the potential way up north and out to the west for seeing some accumulating snow. Not common for this time of the year, but it's not unheard of either. So please keep that in mind. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued for the Southern Valley. Let me turn those watch counties off. You can see here from Emmons County in the Linton area, Strasburg, Hazleton area, all the way out through Dickey and Lemoore counties, where we do have a couple of storms forming. Now, if we look at the Aberdeen radar and we light that one up, it's a little bit closer to some of these storms that are heading to the outside of Sisseton. And we can see from this cell here, there's even a little bit in the Eden area heading right towards you of some pink already in the storm's reflectivities. That would mean that storm could possibly have some hail already. It's moving northeast. It's moving at about 29 miles per hour. So if you have questions, how does a crow fly anyways? I guess they flap their wings. Good question, Brenda. Tony, thank you for the stars, and thanks, Julie, for watching as well. And yeah, it was a wonderful trip. I'm now back in town, back in the saddle again, and covering our severe weather tonight across the area. Now, by the way, if you are out to the west, we do have storms out west of Bismarck, out there near Medora, Hettinger, Bowman, your area, seeing some stronger thunderstorms working their way through. Let's switch over to the Rapid City radar. We might be able to get a better view of those if I can close this out here. One moment. There we go. So Yeah, a few showers and some rumbles of thunder, southeast Montana, all the way up here in the Bowman area as well. Uh, they're not likely to be severe. You see this nonsense out here in the big sky country of Montana, Red Lodge, south of Billings, and wow, Sheridan, Wyoming area. These are winter storm warnings, folks. Winter storm warnings for the cold air. Gives you a little bit of a hint of what is coming our way. Okay, it's good to see you, Bonnie, as well. Thanks for joining, and look at the activity. Now, let's take a look at what we're expecting with regards to the forecast. I got a couple of graphics prepared for you, and we'll go ahead and make this the broadcast update as well. So give me one moment while I do this. I wanted to get the information out about our severe weather potential. Let's go ahead and look at one of the close-up models for our area with regards to the track and the timing of the storms. I've already discussed that in about an hour's time, we'll have a chance for some of these storms to be in the FM area. We are not in the severe thunderstorm watch here, but keep in mind that strong thunderstorms are still going to be a possibility in and around Fargo. I think out the Highway 10 corridor and points south. Here we go. Now, as you look at the timestamp on this, let me see if this is working for you. Let's see. It is not. So I'll read off the times. Let me go back one hour here so you can get a feel for what this model's doing with regards to the storm that moves through tonight. So we're looking at the 4 o'clock hour, and here is a look at the forecast of the storms. And the model doing a pretty fair job of the development and the location of the storms firing. These will push into Fargo as we go between now and, say, about the 4 or 5 o'clock time frame. Now, notice there's some developing thunderstorms here in central South Dakota, and this shower activity extends all the way back into southeast Montana and, well, out in western North Dakota, where the rain will be much appreciated. As a matter of fact, they have not been as wet as we have here in the Southern Valley. March this forward in time, and now you are looking at the 5 p.m. time frame. So we have some 5 p.m. rain showers, but the strong line of storms will be from, say, the Dickey, Lemoore County areas down into central South Dakota. Those showers and storms will persist into the late evening hours. The watch will be ending about here. So our risk of severe weather will wane as we go through the late evening hours in our area. But down south, notice this straight line moving out of, say, Pierre through Chamberlain, heading in towards places like, well, the Sioux City area tonight. For us, we're just going to get a soggy, very soggy overnight with passing rumbles of thunder as well, and south winds keeping temperatures warm this evening, warm enough for rain. You do not see any snowflakes on this yet. Now, as we go towards daybreak, watch this. We start to see a couple of flakes mixing in on the model here and there. Heavy rain pushing north, heavy rain pushing through southern Minnesota that has been waterlogged as well. So our risk of severe weather will be between now and, say, well, around the 11 o'clock time frame tonight, and then overnight, heavy showers of rain here and there. Going through your day tomorrow on Friday, we will see temperatures warm in the early part of the day. I think 50 to 60 degrees in the Southern Valley, cooler up north. And look at this. This is 7 a.m. Showers of snow possible in and around, or maybe even mixed precipitation this time of the year, in and around, say, places like Towner County, for you folks in Rock Lake, maybe pretty close to Walhalla as well, spreading back into the Rolla and Rugby areas as well. So a few flakes will be mixing in, and watch this. The wind will be southerly and quiet down a bit, and then it picks up out of the north. So what you're seeing out here as we look off to places like the Devil's Lake Basin, that's some pretty stout north winds. So here it is. Looking back on the west side of the system, north winds bringing cooler air in, and the aerial coverage even going into the midday hour here. This is a look at about 10 a.m. of a chance for some snowflakes with this system as we go towards noon even along the international border. So some light accumulations will be a possibility there as we go through. Look at the rain chances. They end here in the FM area in the afternoon on Friday, and it doesn't look like a great chance of Saturday showers for those of you Friday, though, who are graduating, and Moorhead, have one graduating myself. There'll be some showers of rain into the evening hours. And then by Saturday, things are looking a little better. We'll have some persistent showers of rain. You're looking here now at Saturday morning at daybreak, and the best chance of rain as we go through the afternoon will be pushing up from the south. It'll be hit and miss the way it looks right now. That is a look at that part of the forecast. Now, let's take a look at what Hutch has prepared for you with regards to rain, snow, who has the greatest chance of rain, and how much rain will we get. So bear with me while I load up the graphics. I was getting everything prepared, and then all of a sudden, thunderstorm watch was issued. So I was kind of preparing for as much as I could before, well, things got a little bit more wild tonight. Let us look at the rainfall potential because most of us will be hit with rain. Here we go. This is a look at one model, but what I do want to say, don't pay particular attention to the numbers you see stamped on your hometown. War Road, it says 2.1. You can see here in Grand Forks, it says 2.5, and there's some pockets of yellow that would be more. Okay, here's the thing. Anywhere where you see this pink to red, shade, 1 inch is going to be likely as we go between now, this Thursday night, and through the day Friday. So 2 days of rain, totaling up to 1 to 3 inches of rain. The lower chances of heavier rain appear to be to the south, but keep in mind we are going to have some thunder showers that will be pushing through in some of our southern counties as well, and locally we could get some heavier rain from those as well. Thanks, Brenda, for sharing. Thanks, Paula, for the stars. Now, let's take a look at the snowfall potential. It's not going to be a lot, but you saw the location of the chance for snowflakes up north. So if you're up north, I want your pictures, and I want to know if you get snow that falls as we go through the event on Friday. So please help a meteorologist out here and let me know what you're seeing. Here's a look at the forecast for that. Now, this is one model, and you're seeing 6 inches on there. Now, don't pay too much particular attention to that because this is a dynamic and difficult system to make a forecast for. We'll have south winds that will be warm, but we'll also have some convection where we get some, if we do get snow, it could fall fairly quickly. There'll be big snowflakes the size of Hutch Johnson's fist, okay? And in grassy areas, I think we could see some accumulation. And the fact that it starts in the morning and lasts into the midday hours, we could see by 4 in the afternoon, I think 2 inches of slush in a few places, but up near the border, we could have 1 to 3 inches of slushy nonsense for a few of you. So the best chance of that is you see here, Rolla, Rugby, maybe out near Botno, out towards Walhalla. And if you're in Langdon, watch out for a few flakes of snow, possibly mixing in on the equation there. So that's a look at that. Here is a quick snapshot of the future radar as we go through the event here. Here is a look at the afternoon now as we go through. Showers and thunderstorms filling in a line. This batch that's moving through Fargo will be pushing up along the Highway 10 corridor, but the chance of those being severe will be decreased over what we're seeing down to the south. Then, as we take a look at your forecast a little later tonight, 7 p.m., looks like a fairly good chance of some heavy soaking showers with that severe risk making its way through the Southern Valley, southeast North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, as we go between 7 and 11 o'clock tonight. That is a quick look. I will be here to update you throughout the evening as well. Kristen is asking, will it be raining around 2 p.m. tomorrow in Detroit Lakes? We have our graduation. All right, so let's go back to the hour-by-hour forecast. I'm going to put that up here, pardon me. So we've been taking a look, one more look here. And again, so that I can share with you that Hutch's weather is possible by my fine sponsors and my friends over at Precision Lawn and Landscape, and helping Hutch, well, bring you weather information. So give them a call today. They have Hutch's discount. If you need yard work done, maintenance work done, like lawn mowing or that spring yard work to get things spruced up and ready to go, they're offering new customers a 10% discount. Give them a call today. Okay, here is a look at the forecast model. We're going to load this up as we take a look at the evening model. Let's go ahead and put this up one more time. And Kristen, I'm going to go ahead and focus on your answer for the DL area. So you can see you are not in the watch for tonight, but I do think we'll see a chance for some thunderstorms in your area. I'm going to load up the model that goes out just a little bit farther. Some of these, this model, by the way, is updated every hour. And when it does that, it doesn't go out 36 hours every single time. We have our first warning. We have our first severe thunderstorm warning popping up. It looked like right there, and then it disappeared. I don't know what's going on. So there may be it looks like we have a warning there. I think I will get back on that here shortly. So let me go really quickly to answer your question here, Kristen, and then we'll get to the details on that warning. It is in our viewing area here. Okay, showers and thunderstorms now making their way through. Then as we go into tomorrow, here they enter into your area by 10 o'clock tonight. So it starts raining as we go into 8 to 10 o'clock tonight in the DL area. And then the main wave will push in a little bit later after a break, and this will be 3 a.m. There may be a break in there, then more rain showers as you go through Friday through midday, and then the backside of the system. This will be the cold north wind shift here. Okay. So yes, chance of rain in and around the Detroit Lakes area, Fergus Falls area for anyone graduating or having any ceremonies. The backup indoor plans may be coming into play. Thanks, Deb, for the stars. Tracy watching from Lake Bronson. Let's get right to this new warning. We're going right back to the model guidance, the single radar on this, and I'm going to have to load that up for you in real time, and we're going to analyze this storm right here. Do you notice this? It's got pink. We're looking at the radar that is from Mayville here. And this is the Warren storm. You can see how bright it is. This is really blossoming. So down near the Forbes area, just off to the west of Ellendale. Ellendale, you are very close to the warned area of this storm, but look at the movement of most of these storms to the north and to the east. There is a very strong echo, we call it. That's the reflection off of the big hailstones. And this storm apparently moving north-northeast. I'm going to get the average of these storms. Northeast at 36. That one didn't take. Let's go over here. Okay, this one is moving northeast at 47. Sometimes when these storms first form, the algorithm here has a tough time picking out their speed, but it's averaging about 35 miles per hour for these storms. So I am going to now, well, let's take a look at this. As we look at the storm, it is here. We're going to estimate its movement at about 35 miles per hour. It's really over rural parts of Dickey County as we take a look right here. So now let me look at how long it's going to take to get to different parts of the county rather. And here we go. Let's go here and up to here, and we'll type in a speed of about 37 miles per hour. I like to estimate just a little bit high. Here's a look at a couple of the communities that may be in the path of this particular storm. Maricourt, 31 minutes, it should be near you. So add to the time you see at the top, we're at 3:50. So you can add 30 minutes to that, and that would be about 4:20. So that storm is heading in your direction. Right now, let's take a look at some of the features of this storm. But I did mention we were looking from the Mayville radar, and I do believe we could get a closer view by looking at the data from the Aberdeen radar. So let me take a quick peek at what it's seeing. Oh my goodness, yeah. So on this storm that is just north and west of you folks in Forbes, let me get a measurement. So as the crow flies, yes, as straight as a line, 6 miles away is that hail core there. And I'm seeing it intensify here with regards to the hail. And the fact that the radar in Aberdeen is closer to this storm means this one is taking a lower scan or a lower slice through that cloud and the falling hail. So it's probably more representative about what is falling down there. So Tamika, thanks for your question asking about the Crookston area. The chance for showers and storms are indeed there. If you are in the path of this particular storm right here, this is a storm, and as I take a look at the warning, it says ping pong ball sized hail is possible from this storm issued by the Bismarck National Weather Service office until 4:45. It's located 5 miles north of Forbes, moving basically to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. We just analyzed a few. It looks like it's moving maybe a little faster than that. Ping pong ball size hail will be possible, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So put the vehicles inside. And again, there is not a huge risk. The greatest risk is not for tornadoes tonight. It's for these gusty straight line winds. And as you can tell just how bright this has gotten, looking at my little radar display here, I'm seeing a 2 by that, which would mean the possibility as I look at the information, what the radar is picking up, the maximum hail size is going up higher than ping pong ball size here. This is 2.75 inch diameter hail potential from the storm picked up by the Doppler radar. So the hail probability from this particular storm is increasing as it continues to build. The severe hail probability, what does that mean? There is a 100% chance that this storm is going to be making severe size hail. What's severe size hail? It's 1 inch in diameter. That's the diameter of a quarter. So, hi from Comstock. Good to see you, Tiffany. Thanks for joining on here. So, 1/4 inch hail is all that's required for it to be severe, but that there's a very good chance. This particular storm, oops, I'm sorry, let me move back up north here, is basically just north of the Forbes area. There's Forbes right by Hutch's pointer here. And as we look across to the north, that is where the storm is. Let me see if I can close that. Look at the hail core there. Now, just for when these early storms do form, there is a chance that because they have all of the energy of the atmosphere, we have winds in the lower part of our atmosphere that have been light and they've been from the north and east. And aloft, those winds are coming from the south and west. So there is some spin in our atmosphere today. Let's take a look at the velocities that the radar from the area of Aberdeen is picking up lower in the storm. We do see some reds and greens next to each other right near the area of the storm here, north of the Forbes area. What that could indicate there is some weak shear or spin in the storm. It's very weak at this particular scan. Let me look at one other velocity product here. And this factors in the movement of the storm. So we do have some spin right over Johnson's Gulch management area in this particular storm. This does not mean a tornado is on the ground, and it does not even mean a tornado is going to happen with this storm. But what it does mean is that the storm is starting to, in these early stages, show that inside the storm, the radar is picking up, well, we got some wind moving one way and wind moving the other way right next to each other. That's the shear that we need in a storm to possibly create a tornado. So that storm is something that we'll be keeping our eyes on. And one of the things Hutch can do, it looks like I got a new warning for you folks in Loyola. There's a new storm warning from the National Weather Service office in your area in Aberdeen. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, as you can see here on Hutch's program. And I'll take a look at that with you. It is a storm warning for McPherson County, the southeastern part, until 4:45 Central Daylight Time, moving northeast 25 miles per hour, and it's located near Plainview Colony. The main risk going to be quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So that storm will be pushing in the general direction of Loyola by around 4 p.m. So right now, these storms are firing up and really quickly producing that large hail potential that we have across the area. This storm here, now let's look at what's coming into Fargo right now. I'm going to switch radars because this radar in Aberdeen makes it look like it's kind of wimpy. That's not the case. These are some pretty stout thunderstorms, but not quite as strong as the ones down to the south. Look at this, moving into the western parts of Fargo right now. So from Castleton and Mapleton, West Fargo, right at the fairgrounds here in the bend in the road, we have a strong thunderstorm. This strong thunderstorm here does have some hail potential. It looks like it's just north of Interstate 94, where we do see that pink in the display there. And as we take a look at the cell, there's another one heading into Castleton right now. The average movement of these storms are generally at about 25 to 35 miles per hour. Each one moves a little differently. We got Craigness seeing a thunderstorm over you right now. Hey, Brooke, good to have you on board. Is hail possible at all for Fargo? There is a possibility for some hail out of these storms, but the size of it from even these storms right now, not nearly as potent or as robust as these bright cells that we're seeing down here near the South Dakota border. So there will be a chance, but the chance is greater for that hail and the larger hail down to the south. So let me go back to this storm here that's tracking its way into the Fargo area. It is going to put areas in West Fargo and North Fargo more at risk, and all the way up towards Argusville and Georgetown. As I loop this, you could see the general direction. See, this one is pushing right towards Craigness, but you got one forming there. So you're going to have one over Craigness now. Another one moving out of Mapleton will be pushing towards Craigness. It's starting to now produce some lightning near the Castleton area. And if we look off toward the areas just south of the interstate, south of Castleton, that storm is pushing up towards you. So again, your reports will be helpful. If you see some hail from this storm in and around the Castleton area, it'll be helpful. Looking at the radar display here and the information from the storm heading towards Castleton, the hail size probability, as you can see, only about 20%, and the risk of severe size hail at this time, not that great. So again, the strongest of these storms are down near the South Dakota border, where we actually have our first severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. So get the old lemon water to keep the vocal cords hydrated here. At Crookston, we have some showers moving in towards you right now. If we take a look, these are not severe. They are basically some locally heavy rain with lightning. It's moved right over Halstead right now. It's pushing out towards the Lockhart area. Shelley, just south of you. So those showers will be moving northeast again about 25, 30 miles per hour. Grand Forks, it's going to take a while for these storms to get towards you. Some of the remnant morning showers now are really wrapping up, but Roseau County, Kitson County, you'll have a chance at seeing some of those. So that's what we have going on. I'm going to take another look at this storm and see if it's intensifying even more. I would like to switch to the radar to the Aberdeen one here. And there we go. Okay, yes, the hail size is now 3-inch diameter hail estimated by the Doppler radar. Look at this nonsense. 3.25-inch diameter hail is the maximum estimate by the Doppler radar in Aberdeen. This is a big time hailstorm, folks. Anything over a couple of inches is simply huge. So this is a very huge hail producing storm. It has to have, if you want to think about this, a baseball sized 2.75 inches in diameter or so. That is something that the amount of wind that's blowing up in the sky to support the weight of a baseball or a softball or a 3.25 inch is huge amounts of updraft speed. This storm must be producing some incredible updrafts as we take a look at that. And we will do just that here in one minute. So I'm going to pull up a hail size chart, because I do want to educate you a little bit here. I want you to share in the comments of this broadcast here. If you hear anything, see anything, it's important to take a measurement. So we don't want you to say, yeah, it looks like marble size hail. Do you know why? Because there's a lot of different size marbles. When I was a kid, you had the boulders, right? The big ones, and you had the little ones with the cat eyes and the different things. Don't do that. Do your best to give it a comparison to something that we know the diameter of, like a quarter is 1 inch. And here is one chart. I'll just put this up from the National Weather Service office, and you can pause this screen, go back to it later if you'd like to. But check this out as we take a look at the National Weather Service's hail size estimation chart here. Let's go here. Okay, let's see if you can see this. Okay, so when you're estimating hail size, pea size is about a 1/4 inch. That's not severe. Mothball or peanut size, you know what? Hutch don't like using peanut size. A USB plug size hail? No, try to get a ruler out and just measure. And one thing about measuring the diameter of hail, we want you to measure the widest part. Hail is not always perfectly round. You're going to get some oblong shaped pieces of hail. Get the widest part and measure the diameter, the full distance from one side of the stone to the other on your ruler. And then give us that measurement. That is the best. Now, if you do not have something to measure with, even taking a picture next to something like a quarter, if you have one of those in your pocket, a penny, a quarter, and then you can start comparing it to different things. I know from playing years and years and years of baseball and softball that those objects have different diameters as well, but we'll take your estimate. It looks like it's about the size of a softball. That helps. So going back to the image here, and I'll get out of the way, you can see that 1/4 inch hail is severe. That's 1 inch in diameter. That is when we start seeing significant damage to property, cars, vehicles. $50 size hail is 1.25 inches. Ping pong is 1.5. Golf ball, 1 3/4. And lime or medium hen egg size is 2 inches. So this one was producing the possibility for 3-inch hail. And this says large apple. Okay, so hey, if you're in the path of that storm down there that's dumping out some large apples, yeah, use your noggin. Let's see. See here. I leave for a month and we get dumped on. Hope it will be nice next week. All right. Dippin' Dot sized hail. Yeah, those are pretty tiny little hails, right? Thanks, Brooke. So, all right, I'm just looking for questions right here. You can see me. I'm scrolling through to try to check out your questions at this time. But yeah, I was just sent a video of a funnel by Leonard about 20 minutes ago. Kim, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate your report there. I think what I will do is take a look at the NDDOT sites out here and also the radar. Let's get right back to the radar and look and see if this thing is spinning more than it was when we looked at it last. So here's the storm that has the warning for the huge hail. This storm is just off to the west of Ellendale. So the latest scan shows that the location of this storm is, let me turn off that. Okay, let's go here. As the crow flies, there's a hail core. Pardon me, I got the wrong tool out. There we go. Okay, it's only 8.5 miles off to the northwest of Ellendale, and that means Forbes, that hail core from your area, is exactly 8 miles due north of you is where that strongest hail core is. The colors you're looking at here on Hutch's radar, by the way, those are indicative of the bright blue colors that you see there are the strongest reflectivities. So that's where we're seeing the largest hail size. It's really over rural portions of the county. Are we going to get a storm in West Fargo? It's getting so dark. Indeed it is. So let's take a look at the velocity on this storm. That's something I will keep an eye on here from time to time. So if you see Hutch flipping through stuff, what we're looking for here is, I believe I've got the Aberdeen radar on here. Green is motion toward the radar and red is motion away. So, we do have some greens next to some reds here, and that would show that there could be some counterclockwise circulation right here in that part of the storm. It's not particularly strong. For stronger, we would expect to see some brighter colors, but it is rotating, so it has my attention, and I'll continue to watch it. Now, that rotating part of the storm, also one of the interesting things to keep in mind here meteorologically, if I can wax meteorology just for a second, is the fact that it's in the right area of the storm here on the south side where the inflow is coming into the storm as well. So this little area of the storm, it doesn't show here what we would call the classic hook echo at this time. This is a big hailer. Looks like the latest scan, the hail size estimate has come back down just a little bit as it's working its way to the north and east. So I'll continue to monitor this. How about you in Lemoore? Lemoore, you have an increasingly strong thunderstorm here. This one's moving in your direction. This storm is making, right now, the possibility of severe hail is quite low, but it could have some half-inch diameter hail, okay? Nickel, the diameter of a nickel is 0.88 inches, but, it's going to be somewhere around that penny size hail or so. And it's moving northeast, and that system is moving northeast at about 29 miles per hour. So I can time that out for all of you folks out there in Lemoore because it's moving directly towards you. And let's go ahead and take a look at where the hail core is, where the pink is. So the pink is here. It's moving to Lemoore. It's 8.8 miles away. So what does that mean? Well, traveling at about 30 miles per hour, Hutch can put that in there. 30. And we'll calculate that in Lemoore. Let me move this down. It's going to be about 20 minutes away. 20 minutes away, we'll put it right at about 4:30. So there's a chance of some hail right now. It doesn't look particularly severe. But it's increasing in strength even as we're speaking now because there's a few more pink pixels in there. So that's that cell that's making its way towards Lemoore. What's going on in the FM area here? Let's check that out. I hear the sky is getting dark. Thanks for your reports. Let's go ahead and take a peek then at what we have going on outside Fargo from the Mayville radar. And indeed, North Fargo, as I said, Castleton seeing showers and thunderstorms make their way through. And these showers and thunderstorms that are making their way through they're moving northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Don't have any pinks in them. The risk of hail is not zero. There could be some small soft hail out of these cells. They'll generally be under a half-inch in diameter. This one up here by the North River area outside of Craigness, south of Georgetown, could have a little bit more robust. There's a little bit of pink there if you look closely right over the river valley south of Georgetown. As the crow flies here, let's measure that from Georgetown. It's southwest of you, and that distance is only about, let's see if I can get that, about 4 miles south, and it's moving in your general direction. So some hail with that particular storm, if I take a look at the information from the scan, really the hail probability is small and low, and we'll keep you informed with regards to that. So that is a look at what's going on right now. I'm going to step away for a minute. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. It's just near Ellendale right now. 2 cores from this cell now of hail, one moving towards Fullerton, one moving into rural parts of the county and heading in the general direction of you folks in Edgeley. And this one has piped up to possibly as high as 2-inch diameter hail. And in the Leola area, there is a hail core moving over you right now. And that storm is moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. You have a severe thunderstorm warning as well. I am meteorologist Hutch Johnson. You're watching Hutch's Weather. There's definitely a chance of some severe weather tonight. I'll have an update for you coming up here shortly. And I will have regular updates as well. As we take a look at the road reports, I do want to point out here that I'm not expecting snow on the roads tonight, but we talked about that. There is a chance for some significant wow, there's a nice shot. I'm sorry, I get distracted here. This is a look from the DOT camera at Fargo, west of town. Indeed, it is getting heavy. This is looking out the window of the Fargo area out to the west. You can see this low flat cloud. That's a base of a thunderstorm cloud out there. And then the streaks through the sky there, that is a rain shaft from that particular storm. If you are in the area of North Fargo and up near Hillsboro, let's see if I can get a south view at what's going on. So this is from around the Buxton Exchange, and we're looking more toward the ground there than anything else. So a few raindrops there, but I'm not able to look at the clouds. Let me look in a little bit more closely from another view in the Fargo area. Let's go right here at the interchange. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can see off to the west, there is looking pretty low-hanging clouds making their way through. And yeah, just some rain showers and thunderstorms heading to the FM area. Now let's take this south and see if we can see anything from Foreman, because out to the west of you is where we have a severe thunderstorm potentially in your area. We're looking too much at the road there. That's good for winter storms, but not so good for looking at what's going on with regards to severe weather risk. Here's a look in the Ashley area. Those storms are to your east now, some of the stronger ones. And again, that's a look at what we're seeing. If you have a picture, share it here. We've got more warnings being issued down in South Dakota where the watch is. We have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until 11 o'clock tonight. Severe thunderstorm making its way to the north and east is basically going to miss the Ellendale area. Lisbon report says have some outside events soon. Thanks, Joey. A lot of us do, and the Lisbon area is in the path of a few of these storms here as we go through, but right now, it's going to be a while before they make an impact on Lisbon. Fargo, Moorhead, non-severe storms right now, making their way through, stronger ones to the south. I'll keep you posted. You're watching Hutch's Weather. If storms approach your area, make sure you stay informed. Know where you can go to stay safe. You don't want to be outside. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts will be possible tonight. Hail over 2 inches in diameter, maybe over 3 inches in diameter from a couple of these cells as well. And that risk will be with us until 11 o'clock tonight. I'm going to take a little break, clear my throat, and I'll be updating you regularly right here. You're watching